campus of Hofstra University is in mourning today. Last night, students gathered on campus for a candlelight vigil, all to honor the memory of Andrea Rebello, a 21-year-old twin from Tarrytown, described as a person who got along with everyone. Several Hofstra graduation ceremonies are taking place on Long Island today, including the class that shared Rebello's major, public relations. Before today's undergrad commencement began, the president of the college spoke these words about Andrea Rebello.
You will hear in this commencement program lots of advice. But you know, Andrea's favorite bit of advice is not a bad start. It's from Bob Marley. Live the life you love, said Andrea, and love the life you live.
And more details are now emerging about that brazen house invasion in which she was killed. We now know it was a veteran Nassau County police officer's bullet that took her life. News 12's Carol Wilkinson joins us now from the newsroom with the chilling details.
According to police, 21-year-old Andrea Rebello was being held in a headlock with a gun to her head as the alleged gunman, who had forced his way into her Uniondale, Long Island home wearing a ski mask, tried to drag her outside so that he could escape. According to Nassau County Police, one of the officers fired 8 rounds, 7 of which hit and killed 30-year-old parolee Dalton Smith, the man they identified as the armed gunman who had forced his way into Rebello's home early yesterday morning. According to police, Smith apparently chose the house that Rebello shared with her sister and several other women at random, entering through the front door that had been left open. They say the 21-year-old Hofstra University student was struck in the head by a police bullet as Smith held a gun to her head, using her as a human shield as he tried to make an escape through a back door.
When he realizes there's a police officer behind the wall in the hallway, he now moves her even closer to the front of his body. He's backing out towards that back door. He's still got the gun to our victim's head, eventually menaces our police officer, points his gun at the police officer, and at that point the police officer fires several rounds.
Police say Dalton Smith had an extensive arrest record for violent crimes and that he's been released from prison earlier this year. The officer who fired the shots that killed Dalton Smith and Andrea Rebello is described as a veteran cop with at least 20 years on the force, both in New York City and in Nassau County. Officials say he is on sick leave and will receive any counseling that he may need. Back to you.
Such a sad story, Carol. Thanks very much. Meantime, students at Hofstra are also being offered counseling. A wake for Andrea Rebello is being held Tuesday. Her funeral is Wednesday in Sleepy Hollow.